So Florida State beats number 8 Alabama 31-17. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. No one called this. There were people saying, oh, Florida State could cover. Florida State's maybe going to hang around. They've really improved their roster. But if you said this was going to happen, the only person who called this was Tommy Castellanos. He literally said it.
Months ago.
Which was hilarious. And, I mean, there's so much to unpack here, Mac, but this to me was Gus Malzahn knows how to beat Alabama. That's for sure. And then secondly, this is Gus Malzahn being able to just completely call plays, which we talked about, right? And being able to craft the perfect game plan for what he has at quarterback. And then Castellanos delivering. The fact that they ran the ball 46 times and only passed it 14, but they ran it in a lot of different ways. They had a bunch of guys with different carries. Obviously, Castellanos ran the ball well. They ran all over Alabama. I mean, they dominated Alabama. That's the only way to put it.
It was awesome on both lines of scrimmage too. I mean, they killed those guys.
They out-physicaled Alabama. This team went 2-10 last year.
Exactly. And that's, I think, what is, that's probably what was holding us back, right? Like at the end of the day, you know, why the heck would we ever have thought that? We're not at practice every day. We're not in the weight room with these guys. How would we possibly give you credit for doing this?
How could you flip it this much?
No.
But that's college football these days. You can flip your roster.
It is. And huge kudos to them. And we were dead wrong. And I love that. I love that. And you know, because I do think Mike Norvell's a great coach. And we've said that time and time again. We've never, you know, strayed on this show. Yeah, we've never strayed from that like some, you know, maybe have. And you know, I think at the end of the day, we knew last year was a massive quarterback issue. We've said that 20,000 times. And
Mac,
when you
we
get
lived
a guy,
it.
right, we've been there, done that. And when you get a guy that is a much better fit, that can do what you want to do, everything changes. Everything runs better. But I have to give so much love to that offensive line, mowing dudes down. Defensive line, shutting it down. Darnell, you know, Jackson there just played. I think he played. I saw Bud Elliott tweet about this. I think he played 55 snaps for a big monster like that to do is it's really impressive. And to see a guy like Darnell, how big he is. I mean, he's huge. And that's he was a big piece of that puzzle. And so, you know, to hold Alabama sub 100 yards when they rushed it 30 times, that's super impressive. And like I said, on the offensive side of the ball, for you to rush it 230 plus, that's just old school, punch you in the face, dominate. And it was fun. You know, we were back and forth, like we were doing some TV. We were traveling, you know, to the stadium, going to the Clemson game. And so I didn't get to watch it, but watching it back and seeing everybody tweet and text about it, it had to be so fun and relieving for Florida State fans. And I'm just happy, you know, because this is what we, you know, thought this team after the 14-0, you know, season. We thought this is going to be a mainstay. This is going to be a problem, you know, for everybody else in the country. And then, you know, such a steep, you know, decline there. But I love what Tommy did. Took the game over. He is such a confident dude. After he had that rushing touchdown, I was like, this might get weird.
It's like you're not slowing him down. When he's like that, and he's got the pieces around him and he's got the play calling, he's just electric. He's electric to watch.
It really is. And so now it's interesting, okay, how does this team evolve? Like, how do we see the passing? And it was raining and all these different things. And they had the lead and they're trying to run the clock out, but also just kind of exert their will. What's the evolution of this team? You know, does this look like Auburn, you know, a couple of years ago when they're playing for national championships? Is that kind of the blueprint of who?
Max said it.
I mean, Gus is the guy, right? Like, it's just, is what it is. I think Tommy's just as good, if not better than Nick Marshall. Like, let's be real. When you see the deal here. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see what this team can turn into. You could not have dreamed of a better start than this. And you look at their schedule, you look at who they play. They've got Miami. I think it's week 5. They are going to be 4-0 and on the top of the world. Like, that could be game day. You're talking about from 2-10 to game day against Miami and like juiced up about it. I can't wait. I am really, really excited. That's something that, again, I thought we'd be, if you go back and listen to what we said we wanted to see a competent football team. Like, that's what we said. And for them to flip it 180 of that, man, you've got to be just thrilled. You've got to be thrilled.
We were just hoping for competitiveness.
Just hoping to cover.
And I think that's what, if FSU fans are being realistic, that's what they were hoping for as they walked into that stadium. The crowd was awesome. I mean, credit, like, it's tough to say, all right, We're going back all in with a team, and we just went 2-10 with the
Exactly.
same head coach
Exactly.
and obviously different coordinators and stuff. But it's tough to do that. And those fans showed up. That place
Yeah.
looked electric. That's how Doak Campbell should be. They just ran all over Mac. I think, you can contrast it because we just talked about Clemson, and then we're going to talk about Georgia Tech. When you can run the ball,
Right.
it's such a game changer, whether it's with your quarterback or with, and you don't necessarily have to have a
Right.
go-to back, but you've got to run it. And, we could also just mention some things with Alabama. They were missing who they thought would be their starting running back. I get that. But there are a few clips going around where you're just like, Bama's just getting
Yeah.
mauled.
Bullied.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're getting manhandled.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they really trusted Ty Simpson.
Sure.
Kind of
Well,
a
he threw it
similar.
43 times. I mean, he threw it a lot,
Yeah, no, he did. He did.
but
Yeah, didn't
I feel
they didn't let Arch throw it that much up at Texas, but Bama had 4 more penalties than Florida State. Like, Florida State lost the turnover battle, but they only had 1, so that's fine.
right.
It was amazing. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was.
It was crazy, Mac. I don't
And
know
I
how
think
else really to describe it.
Yeah, I think to your point, the part of when you were saying they were just getting dominated. I mean, there were a couple of cuts after a play happened, and you're like looking at guys get up really slow from the
Yeah.
ground, and you kind of lay there a
And you're
second,
like,
and you're just
which
like,
team is which?
yeah, like they're taking the will away. Like these guys don't want to play
Yeah.
right now, and so I think also the job they did on Ryan Williams, not
Mm,
allowing him to take over the game. Now, Bernard had a big game. I
he
mean, I
was
think
good. Yeah.
150 yards. That's pretty crazy. But just at the end of the day, seeing how they executed, seeing how they played, guys doing their role, doing their job, and ultimately, getting after the quarterback. 3 sacks and a handful of tackles for loss. So it was it was a grand slam start. Brand new facility, brand new renovated stadium, and now you just beat frickin' Alabama in an opener. Let's go.
How high
All cards are off the table.
I want to ask you this. How high should Florida State be ranked next week?
Yeah, I definitely think they're ranked, which is
Well,
great.
they better be.
How high?
Because, okay, Mac, ranking should not reflect anything from the previous season. Like, that
No.
shouldn't matter. So
Yeah, but it
that's your
will.
win.
Yeah.
You
They should
think,
be top 20. I wouldn't be surprised to see them top 20.
I think they'll be top 15.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could see them in like a
That
12,
would be
13 range.
awesome.
Why wouldn't they be?
That would
Why wouldn't they be?
where does Clemson go? Let me hear that. Where does Clemson go?
No, I don't think Clemson drops that much. I don't think they drop out of the top 10. Do you?
Oh, yeah. Those
Really?
AP voters love to drop Clemson.
How far does
They're gonna
Texas drop? See, there's so many
No,
questions here.
Texas is number 1 in ESPN FBI still. Did you see
Oh,
that? That just came out.
I've stopped paying attention to that.
That's
It's
super cool. Good for Texas. That was
absolutely
great.
rigged.
That was
I'm
great.
over
I
that
think actually,
nonsense.
can they go to 0? I think they should just be 0. What's better than 1? I mean, they look great. They looked really good.
Okay, my other thought, and I'm so glad Florida State was able to do this for all of us, and this is more of a big picture college football thought. Alabama's done. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't bounce back and make a playoff or down the road. I mean, I'm not saying they'll never win another title, but their lock on
Yeah.
college football,
Yeah.
even though Clemson did beat them twice in national title games, people seem to forget, their lock on college football is done.
Wow.
It's done.
Wow.
And so much of that, I mean, Nick Saban is the greatest coach of all time. Like, it's obvious. And that is kind of fun as a college football fan. There's still a great program. They're still going to be reckoned with. We're still going to talk about them. They're still going to
Sure.
win games,
Sure.
but they're done, Mac.
Yeah.
And hallelujah.
Yeah. I
Thank you,
probably
Florida
assume
State.
there's a lot of people saying that about Clemson as well. So we'll see. We'll see. We just, we got to stop holding hands with
But
Alabama.
Bama had a chokehold on the sport that Clemson didn't have.
Sure.